You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Bubba Wallace and NASCAR. Yeah, two pieces of NASCAR news all in one. We're going to start with Bubba Wallace having some kind of a mental meltdown online. Now, this is something we've seen before, but this seems to be even more lengthy. Obviously, he was having some kind of an issue with anxiety, depression, something, and he posted this lengthy, again, I can only describe it as having some kind of a breakdown, meltdown, some situation like that about his 2023 season, which very clearly he believes is a disappointment. And then we're going to get to America First filing a civil rights complaint against NASCAR for their, well, lack of a better way of putting it, discrimination against white men particularly, in a couple of their programs that we have talked about before. So let's do Bubba Wallace first, shall we? Let's just get to this right now. Okay, so this is what Bubba put out there. And I've brought up the fact that, you know, if you've got somebody like this out on the racetrack driving around you that's not in the greatest mental health space, I've often wondered how safe is that for other NASCAR drivers, you know? And I'm sure, I don't know if this is a cry for help, a cry for sympathy, empathy. I know a lot of NASCAR fans are simply not going to give it to Bubba because Bubba has presented himself as somebody that's not very likable over the last 2 or 3 years. Currently, 3:42 a.m., sitting here on the couch questioning everything, and I have no idea why. Climbed from my car today with little to no emotion, frustrated with how our race ended and ending the number 6 team's top 10 run. You would think your bud winning the championship would bring that joy and excitement back. Sadly, it did not. You would think having a career year and capping it off with a plus 10 in points, top 10 in points, and would bring the happiness back. Sadly, it did not. I've always said music is my go-to for dark moments. 5-hour plane ride back, and I rode in complete silence for 3.5 hours of those. It's the helpless feeling that really kicks you. My wife can see that I'm off, but I don't have the what or the why that I'm feeling this way to allow her to help me. To my peeps out there staring at a blank wall, I'm with you. Tomorrow is another day, another opportunity. Keep after it. We gonna be all right. And look, I don't know what's going on with him exactly, but it's obvious he's having some kind of a mental breakdown, a mental issue after the finish of the season. I did see the other day that I guess he's combined with Columbia and Lucasfilm for some kind of Star Wars promotion. I just saw that it was Star Wars, Mark Hamill, who's a woke idiot, and Bubba Wallace all in the same video together, and I just went on with my life shaking my head and thought, well, that's about right. That's about everything wrong with Disney and NASCAR right now, is woke idiots like both of them. So I went on with life. Now, let's get to NASCAR because, well, NASCAR could find itself in a bit of a legal bind here. An advocacy group is asking the federal government to investigate to determine if NASCAR is discriminating against white people with its minority-only diversity programs for pit crews and drivers. This is something we've covered in the past. I think this is the first time I can remember actual potential legal action being brought up against them, which it should, by the way. Calling the program's, quote, illegal discrimination against white male Americans, America First Legal is asking the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to look into racing organizations' programs that claim that are aimed at hiring and promoting only minority applicants, the New York Post reported. America First Senior Counsel Nick Berry insisted in a statement that the programs are against the law and, quote, should not be permitted to continue. I told you guys, I almost filed a lawsuit against them myself. I mean, look, I've got no real interest in the program, but the fact is I don't appreciate the fact that I'm excluded from it because I'm white and male. That is illegal, or should be very illegal. It's supposed to be very illegal in this country. Quote, NASCAR shouldn't be picking drivers based on race and sex, but on their ability to drive, the statement continued. Quote, all racial discrimination is wrong, even if it is in vogue social justice cause of the day. Yeah, see, these diversity programs all came about after George Floyd. Yeah. The group alleges that NASCAR's, quote, diversity programs violate the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prevents employers from discriminating against people based on their race and gender. These programs were called out in August when fans began to notice that internship, pit crew, and driver programs excluded whites from applying for the jobs. The original requirements maintain that applicants must be, quote, be a member of one or more of the following races and ethnic minority classifications: Black or African American, American Indian or Alaskan Native, Asia, Latino or Hispanic, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander. Not listed was, quote, Caucasian, white, or even European. AKA, if you're white, you're out. Wow. A lot of manifestos going around that seems to hate that particular group as well, I saw. Indeed, the requirements for pit crews candidates was even more explicit at the time. The Pit Crew Development Program noted the applicants who identify as, quote, two or more races are also eligible, but only if they identify with one or more of the above races. So in other words, if you were half white and half black, you better claim the black side or you're not getting in. I shit you not, that's exactly what that means. Wow. Apparently, a person who, quote, identifies as one of the approved 5 races was still ineligible if their second race was white. Never mind, I guess not. You could be half white, half Hispanic, but if you're half black, half white, you can forget it. I was wrong. All right. Since the outcry, NASCAR made an effort to change the more racist language in their program depictions to read diverse backgrounds and experiences. But the change did not satisfy America First Legal. NASCAR and Rev Racing's commitment to race and sex-based hiring has not wavered. The website changes described above seem to have been designed only to conceal their ongoing, deliberate, and illegal discrimination against white male Americans. The American First petition to the EEOC reads, NASCAR could find themselves in a hell of a bind. We said, look, they're going to have to get the pantsuit off of them. NASCAR, that is. And a lot of these other companies. Best Buy, I've seen, has done this. And several other corporations out there they try to do it as internships, recruitment program. They try to use something that they think will curve around the employment thing. A lot of them now have promotions only or management training programs for people that are either a woman or somebody other than white, or in white males. Forget it. You're out. No chance. You're out of there. Man, it's absolutely nuts. Again, most of this is a byproduct of George Floyd and, of course, the development of DEI and ESG scores and trying to satisfy that. Wow. I mean, and all of this, by the way, from NASCAR, not only a result of George Floyd, but a result of, let me just keep it real, Bubba Wallace's fake news bullshit. Does anybody remember that? And his Marxist Black Lives Matter car. There it is. I said it. By the way, the FBI proved that was a hoax. So there's that. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.